But what's the signal for that note?
Same thing. Okay, so now we're going to do 16th notes. So if a quarter note is worth 1 beat, and if 2/8 notes is worth 1 beat, you know, it's splitting it in half, like 1 and. There are faster notes than that even. You can put a note here, you can put a note here, and you bring them up. And but these look like all like 8th notes now. But that's why you add a second line, or a second flag. So for instance, your quarter note looks like this, with 1 flag, or no flags. Your 8th note has 1 flag, and then how many flags does your 16th note have?
2.
2. So every time you add a flag, it doubles it up. So if I, for instance, 8th note, 16th note, if I add another one, 32nd note, if I add another one, 64th note, and where these numbers come from, it's basically telling you how many of these fit into a measure of 4/4. So a quarter note is called a quarter note because 4 of them fit in a measure of 4. An 8th note is called an 8th note because 8 of them fit in a measure of 4. 16th notes are called 16th notes because 16 of them fit in a measure of 4. That's how it gets its name. Nothing real fancy about it, it's just sort of a math thing. Okay, so if this is 1 and, you know, if for the, you know, remember we had these 8th notes? We need to call this something, and we need to call this something. And let me go ahead and put beat 2 on here so we can tie it all together. So what we got to do is play 4 notes leading up to beat 2. 1, 2. That's what that is. 1, 2. Let's play that real quick. Ready, go. 1, 2. Okay, so we need to call these notes something. And what people have decided to call them is they call this an E, and they call this an U. So this is going to be 1 E and 2. So let's say that together. I'm going to say ready, go, and you're going to say 1 E and 2. Okay? Ready, go. 1 E and 2. Okay, now say it and play it at the same time. So you're going to say it verbally and play it. Ready, go. 1 E and 2. Alright, that's good. Okay, so this is just 1 beat. I could have 4 beats of this, but all that happens is you have 1 E and then you would have 2, and then what do I put here? What goes here? E, and what goes here? And what's here?
3. Oh.
And then I got my beat 3, right? Okay, so we would count 1 E and 2 E and 3. Let's play that and say it, okay? Ready, go. Okay, good. Alright, I'm going to erase this and make it smaller so I can fit all my notes in here. In fact, let me erase all this stuff. Give myself a little bit more room, because we have more notes, so we need more room to be able to write all these notes in there. Okay, so we're at 4 over 4. The top number means what?
4. I mean, how many beats?
Or what?
I need to change for 20.
I don't have change for a 20.
Who's got change for 20? Hey, hold on.